Hey Christina, thanks for taking the time to talk to me this morning. It seemed to get through a fair bit there. I'll just clarify a couple of things with the video. Um, Alright, when a trade signal, say we're taking every signal on this chart, just a 1 hour Japanese yen chart, always will place a stop X amount of pips above or below the signal candle. Now if we're looking at this red dot here, the signal candle is the candle that dots above or below, and the following candle I call the entry candle. So we've got the signal candle and the entry candle. Every trade taken will always have a stop above a certain amount of pips above the high of the signal candle or below, as in this case. So that's always a stop. Then we have three options for stop placement, depending on what the entry candle does or what I decide. One, we can just leave the stop where it is so that it just remains at the same initial place. Two, on every trade I can move the stop to the high or the low of the entry candle. So X amount of pips above the high or below the low of the entry candle on every trade. Or three, only move the stop to the high, the low of the entry candle when it is in the same direction as the signal candle only. So example, this red dot here is a sell signal. It's a bearish candle. The candle right be the entry candle, the signal candle's bearish, the entry candle's bearish. So if I was using option 3 above, so my initial stop would just be above the red dot, for example. My entry point would be just pretty close to the open on the entry candle. And if I used option 3, the stop would be moved down to that area there. So it reduces my risk. Option 1, I would just leave it there no matter what. And if I was going to say option 2, look at this buy trade to the left here. Initial stop would be below the green dot roughly. Entry would be right up here. Even though the signal candle's bullish, the entry candle's bearish. If I elected number 2, I would still move the candle, the stop to the lower that candle there. So there's my three options. Now I'll just quickly go on re-entries here. On this example we're at, prices come down. So I opened this buy trade with one lot. Prices come down, taking out my stop just about immediately, and just assuming it's just gone up, up, straight through, back through my entry signal. A trade would be open for 2 lots. Now as soon as it made up the loss, which is 34 pips roughly, so once it goes 34 pips up, give or take, so in that area there, this area here, once once that target's reached, I close one lot out. So I'm closing half my trade, which will recover this loss here, and it'll keep me with one like my original trade. So it all is replicates the first trade once I make the. Now my other option was a couple of options on exiting. You suggested when it gets there and recovers the loss, possibly move the stop to break even, which is one option. I like that actually. Or as soon as it gets there, just close out all trades. So recover the loss, and because it was for twice the size, it'd be an extra one lot at that distance there too. So it'd be a profit. So we'll just move over to this one here. This is a long. Now even if I left the initial stops under the green dot, entry is there. Now I could leave my stop there. It's a bearish candle, I can move it up. So I move it up, prices come down, taking out my stop. It doesn't matter how far it drops down, my stop's been taken out. The green dot's still intact, still uptrend, comes up here, goes through the blue line, the entry line, trades back on. Pretty straightforward. Go to the next one, so sell, entry roughly there, move the stop down on the entry candle, would have made a small, probably the same range as the previous one, then stop me out. And because we've got a green dot there, there's no chance of re-entry even if it turned around. So there we've got entry, there's a stop, entry point there, nice big bullish candle again, stop to there, and off we go. Other options on exit would be, even though we've got a red dot here and closes there, it's in profit. That could be one option, close the trade, says a reversal. Next trade, stop there, entry, bring that stop down. Now here we go, get stopped out and a re-entry. It's closed down here. Looks obviously recovered the loss, so we're back to one lot, but it's gone back up. I can assume it's taken out the stop again and a re-entry somewhere. Don't know how many times, could have bounced up and down a few times in there, but it's recovered everything and down we go. I just flicked another chart to show you re-entries. How it can get a bit confusing. Now we'll just look at this signal here. It's a buy signal. Now I've already put the lines in place roughly. So there's my entry, and so I move my stop up to here. So basically being stopped out straight away. So we've lost one lot in that range there, which is only approximately 13 pips. So we've lost 13 pips. Price has come down. We've still got a green dot. So when we go back up here, we're back in an entry here. So we're in for two lots. It's been stopped out again. Now it's hard. So been stopped out, gone back to the entry point, and it's possibly been stopped out again. So we're probably up to about 4 lots, maybe 8 lots, depending on what sort of movement there was through there. Now, as long as that wasn't exceeding my maximum size of trade. Now, this yellow dotted line is actually the same range between there, so that's my recovery point. So look at this, it's gone up, recovered, it's recovered. So I'm back to one lot open in that area. It's come back down, stop me out, come back up through the entry point again. So we're back in for 2. It's probably stopped me out. Back in entry, so it's probably in 4. Stop me out. Back in entry here. That's 8 now. Stop me out. And we've got an entry, re-entry 16. Now, assuming we could do 16 lots, which is probably getting a bit out of hand, but I'm just trying to give you an example. This has come back up and back up through, recovered that loss, would have cleaned out 15 lots there, leave me with one lot. It's come back down, stop me out, red dot, no further trades taken in that sequence anyway. Probably would have been out that sequence somewhere else in there, depending on my maximum, but it just shows you tight stop, it can get ugly really quickly. Alright, that's probably about it. Thanks for that.